something very special was happening in India at that time. We know it, which was what we lived for that time. It was really special.
Yeah. So the thing is, what is wonderful is that if you can actually live life just as it happens.
Or if someone says to me, "Oh, and how do you do this when you do that? Like, which one are
which one are you?
Yeah, it takes some time, but that time comes where you look back and you say, that was not meant to be, and thank God it and God, yeah, and none of those.
Exactly.
Yeah. I want you to read one of my books.
I had forgotten how to have fun with my words because I was writing them for other people.
Every single thing you wish they could do, you begin to do for you.
Yeah, you're just cute, yeah.
Who are being absent of all of you.
And I'm gonna die.
And no, it was so iconic, right? At a time when I think India was something very special was happening in India at that time. We know it, which was what we lived for that time. It was really special.
Yeah.
And it was the first time really seeing representations of people like us on television and in popular culture and in media. And that's why I think it was really sort of iconic for us who are really iconic, right? And you said something that really struck me about occupying different spaces. And I find that very interesting because I've had the same problem. Been on television, I've been a journalist, and done the whole modeling thing because of TV, sign campaigns, and then there's other things I've wanted to do. I've been an entrepreneur, but people like to box, yes, right? And I think there's also wonderful about smashing that idea again and again. So do you, with this book, do you feel that you've smashed another sort of wall that said, well, I'm going to do this as well?
Yeah, I think I did. I think for me, because firstly, I don't have a plan. I don't know whether you had plans. I don't think you had the open. You know what? Let's make it a plan. Yeah, exactly. So the thing is, what is wonderful is that if you can actually live life just as it happens. And I think if you don't put yourself in a box, nobody else will.
I really like that. I struggle with it. I'm going to be honest. I really do struggle with it. And it's not something that comes easy to me. And I hate it when I meet someone randomly and they're like, oh, you're that model. And I want to say, no, I do other things as well. I do so much. Here's my book, Or if someone says to me, oh, and how do you do this when you do that? Like, which one are you?
Yeah, which one are you?
Yeah. I have a question. Do you feel, and I've been struggling with this, do you feel that social media has kind of contributed to this? Because I feel like when we go on an Instagram, we see accounts that are sort of devoted to one thing. It's like, this is a cooking account. This is a photo. And I never found that so weird because people have such a multitude of things, right? And people say to me, why don't you have a separate account for your poems? And I'm like, because I write them, but they don't exist on their own, right? It's weird. This is something says me like pushing this.
I think today everyone looks at every one of us. And so that person does this and that person does that. But I also feel that social media is a fantastic tool for us to explore exactly what we want.
Yeah.
And we ought to be. Yes.
Yeah.
And I really feel today that I have most of the time people who call me and say, so what do you do? Which I find wonderful because I can say anything. I'm a carpenter. I can say anything. The fact of the matter is that yes, it gives you a platform to actually bring it to event. You don't have to rely on say, a magazine that wants to present you in a certain way, but actually present yourself in the way that you want. And yes, you may not have acceptance in every field that you explore, but I think as long as you have the freedom to express yourself, I think it's fantastic. And I really feel none of us are just one layer.
Exactly.
Yeah. We are fundamentally layers in one person. We're all bipolar and multi-galaxy people, actually. And I think that is something that we all should explore. Because otherwise it will be so boring.
Yeah, I agree with everything you're saying, but I think I struggle with finding the kind of positivity towards it that we're displaying. Like, I really, really find that incredible.
I'm sharing it.
But honestly, has it been, the lot of the reports that you read out, they really have, like, human pain in them. Yes. And stuff that you said a lot of us have experienced at some point. And I mean this really genuinely. Has it been, your outlet personality has been the bubbly girl, as you said. But you are a really positive person. Just hearing you speak, it's incredibly inspiring. And no state, I just want to kind of whine about things and bitch about them. But you're just like, no, this is the approach to it. And so has it been, what is your internal journey been to that positivity? Not the public journey. So it's different.
Yeah. So the thing is that it's funny that I've actually gone and written all this because I am a very private person, and I really feel that all of us are.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm different and I'm special. No such thing. I don't believe that at all. But I really feel when I am going through the most horrible day, I always feel tomorrow is a brand new day. I always feel that, and I wake up every morning saying, okay, today is going to be fantastic. I also feel that, when you're waiting for something, I don't know whatever it could be, I feel, it's just around the corner. Don't give up. And if you don't find what you want around the corner, there is something even better waiting for you. And I keep saying this to myself. I have 2 teenage children who I keep saying this to. And I see a very different generation today.
Yeah.
And sometimes I wonder, did we go wrong? Yes. Did we go wrong in giving them the right kind of upbringing? Or is it how the world is changing? But I still see it today. When I see the younger generation, I feel they are so arrived.
Yeah, there's the approach to it. Consciousness.
Yes.
I don't think we did.
Yeah, it was really worth to actually to accept the stuff that we cannot change.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I still accept you. I don't know what that. So sometimes I get into this fight inside me saying, no, because I sometimes think I've got superpowers and I cannot do what I just don't do this stuff. I don't. And I'm as frightened as anybody else. I am as afraid of life as everybody else. But I still feel at the end of the day, but there is a superpower that looks after you and me. And I really feel that if we have been pushed in a different direction than we went to, and there is a very, very, very even reason to and sometimes you've got to just give up that fight and say, okay, damn it, and then you let them.
I agree though, there's been so many times where something that I thought was meant for me didn't work out. And it takes some time, but that time comes when you look back and you say, that was not meant to be, and thank God it and God, and none of those.
Exactly. Why do you not meant you to? I love the somebody you better sick the show.
I want God one favor from you. I want you to read one of my books. And Karuna, and while you was reading right now, I thought of this word. It's called joy. Now, and this is joyful, and it's really beautiful. But that did you and what?
Yeah, you're just cute, yeah. But not joy. I mean, I'm just joy, right? You're just too kind, and you're just too giving, and you're just too selfless. You're a beautiful, shiny soul, and I'm just so happy to be sitting in a shiny beauty room. The pleasure I did not is such a pleasure. Sorry, guys. Be nice to you.
Okay, when she gets it, she's gonna give you like, alright, but this is a poem called Joy, and something about what she was saying struck me, and it reminded me that joy is not an easily accessible thing for most of us. It's elusive, and it's difficult, and it's a journey. And I wrote this poem when I had come out of a phase where I felt I had forgotten joy, and I came back to it, and then I wrote this poem, and I would love for you to read it out.
Karuna, this is an honor.
Thank you. This was hard expected.
So guys, I'm reading this poem from Where Stories Gather by Karuna Ezara Parikh. Firstly, I love Ezra. And just love my topic. It's called Joy. Oh my God, thank you for this.
Thank you.
I had forgotten how to have fun with my words, because I was writing them for other people. people who wanted such serious things. But me, I wanted some wine, millipedes, crocodiles to keep their skin, elephant their teeth, many baked goods on Sunday, and countries to losing their borders. Now, if that doesn't strike you as jazz, my friend, what will? Oh my brother, thank you, thank you, the mail. And I said, I'm keeping this well and done. You like it? I mean, I'm keeping this political activism. I'm learning. I have my word. I'm going to be a wrong. We need to tell us that we need a glass of wine for that. You need to come in on. You need to talk there. Come on. But thank you so much. Thank you. And I really look forward to reading your book, and I hope it travels places and that many, many readers. You are too dying, you are too selfless, and I am just so happy to meet you. Likewise. Thank you. It's sort of the driving force behind poetry. The first poems we write are very often to do with heartache and heartbreak. And though I've been writing these poems since the time I had my first boyfriend, and I dread to think what those poems were like now. But I've had a lot of practice writing about heartache. And I got a call one day from a friend of mine, and it was around the time I was compiling poems for my book. And she wrote to me, and she said, how do I mend a broken heart? And she had just gone through a terrible breakup. And there's another story I want to tell you about this afterwards. But I'm going to start by reading the poem. I'm going to actually stand at sure, because every single thing you wish they could do, you begin to do for you. So you wake up tomorrow, begin just there, and make yourself a cup of tea. Flavor it with mint or rose petals or cardamom or ginger. Whatever you like most. Then drink it listening to Billie Holiday, Dusty Springfield, Hari Prasad Chaurasia, or anyone else who makes your venom come alive. The genius of your standing skeleton is that it can dance. For you, water is the refuge of the broken-hearted, because crying in the ocean is just replenishing it. Cry in the shower, it is the second most graceful place to do that. Wear the green pantsuit you reserved for them. When you reserved a table at that little new Burmese restaurant you thought they would like to try. Put on your red lipstick, or won't, ever again. And don't rebel with heels if you do not want to. Much as if we repeated to colleagues, your life is not a balancing act. Work so hard your castle descends from the air for you brick by sturdy brick. And when your day is done, step by the town store and buy yourself some tulips. Bring them home and place them in the tall glass vase that lies empty too often. Lay down. Stretch. Now book a ticket to the place you thought you would go together. Third glass of wine. This is your life. You're going to be fine. I will, but I do want to just read. So in this book, I did something. I included a notes section at the back, because I think sometimes poetry can be a little obtuse and elusive. And I wanted, especially for my political forums, which, am I allowed to read them? Yeah, of course.
They are my favorites, by the way.
Thank you.
I get into trouble for them a lot, but I wanted to, before that, I just wanted to read a story further up to that poem that I wrote. So I wrote it, I sent it to my friend, and then I put it out on social media. And I'm going to just read you the note about it. This poem was written for a friend. In 2016, I was always busy, or maybe I was pretending to be. In the midst of that crowded life, I received this message. It said, "What is the best way to make a heart stop hurting?" I wrote this poem in response. The day after I published it online, a girl from North Carolina wrote to me, saying, "One of my favorite musicals came through my state, and I wanted to go, but my ex and I split up a few months ago, and I am still struggling with being alone. Tonight was the last showing, and an hour before it started, I grabbed myself the very last single seat ticket they had, and then I took myself to the show. And this message, oh my goodness, what it did for me. And this is the thing that I don't think we realize the impact poetry can have. But apparently something so simple to carry. It's not an entire novel. It's not something large. It's a tiny little thing. It fits on a scrap of paper. It fits on a post-it. And that is something that people can carry with them and that can impact their life. And this was one of those rare moments, and it was a gift from the universe, like you were talking about, where I realized poetry does have power, and it does have the power to live life. So that was a really wonderful one. So she never even know. Yeah, whatever. Okay, what kind of poem? Political poem, heartbreak poem? Just shout out what you want.
You say it.
That's excellent. I live in Calcutta, so I name whatever I want to name Calcutta. The government is very cool in Calcutta.
Only everywhere. Not going anywhere, everywhere.
So you can't live in India and not encounter religion. And I don't think I need to say why I'm reading this poem or what is taking place in our country today and how divided we are becoming on this thing that is actually something very, very personal. Your spiritual practice is personal. Who you worship in private should be private. And it's becoming so public and so ugly over time, and it bothers me every single day. It's something that upsets me so deeply that there's days I need to avoid looking at the news because of how divisive we've become, how unfair, how hurtful. This poem is called End Term. I find the rituals of religion, their stories and secrets, so beautiful, like small doorways to the divine. I was the first person to say, the doorways of my home are better than yours, more beautiful and ornate, larger, more intricate. And how come they didn't say instead, come friend, you take your doorway and I will take mine. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Now we'll meet in same place, in the courtyard with the unending sky, in the lap of the divine, and discuss our journeys over a shared cup of wine.
Nice. Amazing.
I don't know why everything is relating as a wine reference. I don't even drink it.
We can do that in the evening, of course. We're not, but it's cool. I mean, I also says this when reading the book. There were a lot of references of wine and music, especially. So we would like to hear something. I think it's in the Sufi kind of form that. Yeah.
I think that's why, because while I was writing these poems, I was very enamored by all that.
Okay.
So I think it's the effect of that.
Okay.
Yeah. And I guess I was drinking a lot of wine at the time.
Before you read the next one, tell us about your influences, the best, not the, just the knitting one. Yeah, we can go back there.
Yeah, or there.
Best, there. It's up there, right? It's fine.
Okay.
This is the most interesting time ever. I've doing this. It has been a while. Of course the poetry book is there, but you have written novels as well. And another one is coming up. It's called What the Beauty. And the cover, oh my God, goodness gracious.
I need to say that that's not the cover. I'm thinking it's the cover, but it's not. That was just the announcement picture. And now my publishers are like, so you keep that as a cover.
Because everybody's love it. It's good. Yeah, Nick is also vouching for it. Then the cover. Yes, so Maria, you should check out the cover. Yeah. On Instagram, it's so
yeah, I love India. I'm very proud of it. It's brilliant. So Rajababy is not a novel actually.
Okay.
Rajababy, and this is, a lot of people don't remember this part of my life, and some people for some reason remember it very well. But for many years I was a television anchor, right? And I was a travel show on television. I started my life as a journalist, as a print journalist, and I soon called from NDTV, and I ended up saying yes to them to host travel shows, which took me across the entire world. And it was a very weird and strange time in my life because I was often a woman traveling alone with a 10 male crew. And one of the shows I did went to coastal towns across the world. And I'm going to be completely honest about this. It meant, because I was swimming, I was in a swimsuit, right, which to me would seem like most practical choice to wear for swimming. But of course, Indian television exploded because I was in a swimsuit. And the aftermath of that was something I was really not prepared for. My training used to be a writer. My training was not to be someone in the public eye. My training was not, something where I didn't even realize, because I grew up without television. My parents were very strict about that. I did not television. No television. Okay. Actually, I still don't know how to put on a TV. I still do not know it. How to tell my husband if I want to.
Labs to that.
More it's embarrassing.
No, it's not. I think it was so refreshing.
Honestly, the other night, just like 3 nights ago, my husband had gone to bed and he'd forgotten and he'd left the TV on. And I called him in a panic from the den and I was like, Daddy, how do I switch it off? And he's like, it's a red button. It's a red button.
This is so funny. I didn't expect this in this session, but this is so funny. Holly, let's talk about,
this is the thing, right?
that it was a matter about water babies.
Exactly. So because I had this sort of upbringing and I wasn't a TV person at all, I don't think I was prepared for what TV does in terms of fame and popularity, in terms of public image. And now it's been 10 years since that show, and I'm auditioning for me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's very for you.
Retro baby. Around. Yeah, now that I'm 10 years past that time, I finally have the ability and the perspective to look back and sort of examine my life. And, I turn 40 next year. And so it feels like, you do?
Yes.
Exactly, 40 years. So it feels like a really good time to examine, it feels like the midpoint of life, the center. And so it feels like a big time to examine everything that's come before this. Yeah. And I finally decided to write Dancing a Solo Memoir and travel on, and that's what will become more to me. Yeah. My editor doesn't hear me sitting here because I'm supposed to be sending her a draft right now. And I'm like, I got water baby. We need to the truth is I'm halfway through the book, and it's very interesting writing non-fiction, especially personal non-fiction. Yeah. After writing fiction, because I think you're so vulnerable. I'm glad I have the women set up done before this, because I have some level of influence with that vulnerability. And I'm sure you agree with this, that it's such a wearing sort of those people, right? Yeah.
Let's talk about the book club that you're on, because that's interesting. We really wanted to ask you about that, because that's another aspect with multiverse. The multiverse have made of you actually.
Yeah.
Why did that come up? Of course, you are a reader, and you have kind of, we've never watched TV. Yeah, I believe that you were reading all the time. I have wanted to open the end of the club, and all I'm achieving with that,
because I read so much.
Okay.
And I actually I don't read that much. I try and read about 50 books a year, and then include that's I want to have it. Then that's a very good knowledge. So it is, but I know I have friends, especially in this industry, read like 200 books a year, and are you reading?
It is possible.
Yeah, but that's all. So I made my peace with having 50 books a year. But because I read quite a lot, I would often get asked for the recommendations. And I had people writing to me all the time. People I won't know, wonderful people reaching out and saying, I want to read something like this that you recommended. And maybe it was good. And I don't want to waste time on a book that isn't good, so tell me, please. And finally I thought, why don't I formalize this? And I started something called Karuna Ezara Parikh. That is actually just one branch of like a bigger thing I'm trying to do. It's something I launched for the books need people company.
Yep.
And I just felt
what's it called again?
Books need people. Books need people.
Right. Yes.
It's third books need people company, and one branch of this is the Kitab Club. There's all kinds of other things. There's a podcast. There's never Discord fellows. There's a Discord when yeah, it's excellent. I'm glad to have heard that.
Yeah, but what I do is I get books from there and people ask me for recommendations, so I forward it. And it has to be paid, by the way. It has to be a paid community because I am just grabbing books from there and recommending people.
No, so that's the thing that I wanted to also take the commercial aspect out of it. You know, I really see that reading is for everyone.
Yeah.
I feel that people, it is, you know, reading and writing, they're very isolated things, right? You do alone. And so it's really wonderful when you build a community on this one thing. And currently what I feel is with what's need people, is we have a community or people are essentially introverted, they're very deep people, they don't think about life. And we feel things, they're nerds, and book nerds, exactly. You name it, all
Shameless, kind emotions, right?
I love it. Book nerds, indeed. And so it's, you know what it's like to build a community like that, far better than I know. And it's wonderful for me because I feel, you know, when you read a really good book and you just want to tell everyone you love, like, read this book, it's so good. I get to do that professionally now. So yeah, I think we are pursuing it.
I think that works people. And we are blessed in that way because it's not many people get that opportunity.
Yeah.
And they have to make the most of it, So, okay, let's conclude with an awesome poem from Karuna because she has got standing ovations and Razia is here, founder, Glen Bazaar. She's sitting quietly right there.
I don't have a standing like I know better on standing.
Razia is right there.
Razia, nice.
So she's there and Razia, Karuna and Maria have, set the stage on fire, tested my talents, So, yeah, they have made this all their own. And of course, we would love to hear one day. So, perhaps I would love something from the activism side of you that would be great. The activism side of you. Okay, let me. Love is fine. Let me just tell me about that.
Okay, so one of the things though that we haven't spoken about, and I write about a lot of mental health.
Yes.
And so I don't know, but let's have a quick hand raise if you felt at any point that you have depression or mental health problems, anxiety. Any of us? Yeah, all of us. Some of us not. I'm very impressed.
Your moderator asked.
All of us there. And we live in a really fast-paced, difficult world. I think it's still hard to navigate this time that we're in. And one of the ways I have found of dealing with it all is by writing about it. And one of the ways I found that everyone is going through it at the same time is by putting my poetry out there and feeling this sort of resounding acknowledgement. And that's what happens when we share poems and stuff. It's called gathering. Okay? Let's do this. Sure, right. Gathering. Imagine going back to before the first panic attack. Prepare the world revealed itself as the flimsy, neon-edged thing it is, and your teeth were intact once you had never looked into the dust of your own enamel in your own warped mouth. That place, supposedly full of kisses, waiting to be given as reward for winning your bitter, fickle heart. Once you were not something to unknot. You were whole as sullen, pickled plums. Once you were unbred by politics, cusping on curiosity, not spent on the daily pounding of persistent anger. Imagine if you knew no thieving of breath, no shame of tears in the sticky back of a taxi cab as you wail, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And the one person you trust says, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. On that untrustworthy machine, your phone. But it isn't okay, but hush, hush, imagine. So for all this, somewhere you were being brown. You were blonde-haired, crooked back, flush face. You were you were atoms gathering. You were weightless space and then knots. One few rows of rolling of wine.